15 years ago, we began a journey to build a home for those battling cancer. We didn't know the stories that were going to be written. We didn't know the people that would touch our lives, or whose lives we would touch. We knew that we wanted to be there in the hardest moments and be part of their stories however we could.
Axel was diagnosed with hepatoblastoma in 2015. It's devastating. I mean, you can't prepare yourself. It scared me to the point I uprooted our lives in Kansas and moved down here. The crowd, they welcome Stan, and Axel, he pretty much thinks he runs the place, and they spoil him to death, and Axel's counts are excellent. Nothing showing up on scan. He's full of energy, full of life. We're going on 11 months now that everything's perfect.
We are in our second rounds of treatment for Peyton. She was diagnosed in 2011.
We were away from home for so long, and we were just back and forth into the hospital, and we were separated from our other two children, and it was really difficult. We've pretty much exhausted everything. We're not a candidate for chemo or radiation anymore because she just can't really tolerate it. But she's doing amazing.
They're basically, saying that everything is stable, nothing has changed with the way things are going, and we just roll on one day at a time and just keep moving forward.
When Tristan was 12, we started to notice that he was having balance issues. And they did the MRI, and he said, your son's got a pretty fair-sized tumor on his brainstem. Tristan had to do 6 weeks of radiation every day, 5 days a week, and he was still doing chemotherapy, and we didn't have any idea how sick he would be.
You never expect to get cancer, so it's like, I don't worry about stuff that's out of my control. Play wheelchair basketball, gonna graduate from high school a year early next year. Driving, if the tumor gets bigger, it's like, it happens. I don't worry about it.
Once you're off treatment, it's not done. He takes so much medicine still. The side effects are often worse than the cancer itself.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is people think, oh, your kid's all done with treatment. Yay, they're cured. And they're not. And we still have moments where we think, how long will he be with us?
Dragan was diagnosed at 8 weeks old, and we spent the first 4 months admitted in the hospital. He's definitely spent more time up here and at the hospital than he has at home. He was in remission for 10 months throughout treatment, and he relapsed several times, and he passed away September 25th of 2015. Childhood cancer isn't rare. It's so many families, and to be able to have a facility like this to go to, it's extremely important.
So the one constant thing that has been throughout this whole process is that the corral is always here.
We still come stay at the corral. We still come to the doctor. 4 years later, we still come back, and it's still, you're welcome with open arms. And I still talk to a couple other moms that we met through the corral, and those relationships wouldn't have been developed if it hadn't have been for staying here.
Volunteers and sponsors and staff, they've become more than, the kid corral to us. They're truly family. You've truly made an impact on a lot of lives, and we thank you.
I think that you live a more full life when you do things for other people that you don't know. And that's 100% what the Kids Corral is something phenomenal that people have done for people that they don't know.
Thank you. It doesn't even begin to explain how grateful we are to have this place, but thank you.
This is what cancer looks like. There are success stories, and sometimes not. Sometimes these stories still have to be written while families keep living with cancer. Cancer impacts these families for a lifetime, and we will always be there for them, no matter the outcome of their story. It is beautiful because people like you gave from their hearts and brought comfort to countless lives.